Welcome to Future Talks. My name is Sturesson, founder of Resting, C-suite consultancy company with the tagline Advice from the Future. Today we will discuss a very interesting thing. It's called Strategic Agenda 2023. 10 topics to unpack and explore. And now you can pause maybe this video and you can just start to think, what are the 10 topics this man will speak about? He may be stupid, he may be smart, he maybe don't know what he's talking about, he has some ideas. But let's say, if you don't have any of these points I will now soon speak about for 1 minute each, you have a problem. I don't think you are future illiterate. I think you are a great guy, have a lot of anticipation, like to look around the corner and have a point of view. You know what you're looking for. When you see it, you interpret it. You do different strategies and scenarios. What could it mean to you, to your company, to your city, personally, and so on and so forth. So press the button, pause, write down 10 keywords, and then you come back to me. Boom. Welcome back. Now we will talk. Number 1, future of futures, or future of the future. If we just limited to think future of cities, future of industry, I think we need to think future of future industries. That's to take another step to imagination. We fail more often in imagination when we fail in reality. So how do we think through this process mentally in our mind, understanding that there's more than we today see? Number 2, it's a multiple parallel crisis management. Interest rates, inflation, lack of energy, war, you can go on and on and on. But let me add, it's not only multiple crisis management and multiple, I would say it's parallel. It's not in sequence, but also add parallel opportunity management. So we go from only risk management in parallel processes to adding on the opportunity space into the situation we are in. That is the most critical to get a balance between risks and opportunities. The biggest risk with the risk analysis is you only focus on risk. What's the only risk with an opportunity analysis? You only focus on opportunities. So how do we find a way forward? There's 2 ditches, there's only 1 road. Let's walk the road then for the future. The road to the future. Point 3, future of globalization, or internationalization, or regionalization. But how should this look like? Number 4 would be future of democracy, and in a global context. Political life, democratic life, how do we go about it? Democracy is decreasing, and sometimes confusing is increasing, but how do we really see the patterns of the future linked to this topic? Number 5 would be future of knowledge, skills and wisdom. And by the way, skills means, and it comes from Norwegian, Swedish, Icelandic language, and it means literally in English, the power of discernment. How can you discern between stupidity and future wisdom? Think about it. Number 6, digital security. We have a lot to unpack here. Internet of Things, AI, blockchain, and big data analytics. If you add to that the digital society as, I would say, a welfare accelerator and a vulnerability generator, you get a good balance here as well. Thinking about what does this mean? Having said something about digital society, I think we need to take point number 7, which would be future of cybersecurity and cloud encryption 2.0. How do we find the new ways of third-party encryption into this kind of being open bar of information between US, Europe, Asia, and a lot of things we haven't been able to really get fixed. And we could see in my country, Sweden, that all cities and governments of Sweden that we cannot have the data in that public cloud because that's not secure, and we are a completely new route. We've had city in my nation been completely shut down for days because cyber attacks. What does it mean? A lot. How does digital society looks when we have a vulnerable situation? And how do we be smart and wise to figure out parallel processes to make great limitations of the future risk in cyber? Number 8, sustainability. Everything should be sustainable, but what is really sustainability? What's the definition? What's the whole thing? What's the pieces? What's the bits? How are they interconnected? How do we fix this jigsaw puzzle into the future about understanding how a culture and behavior and leadership and existential things really create a sustainable future? Sustainability is the question. How does it look like? And number 9 is future of green energy, a new ecosystem. Everything from battery production in north of Sweden to in Germany and in France and Czechia, Czech Republic, and so on and so forth. There's a lot of new things, new technologies, new minerals being found, and new ideas and new things in the making, complete disruption the traditional global value chain. So what is going on here, and how do we get enough energy? And we can say in many countries we have to accept we freaked out, we didn't make it. We were maybe too naive, we were too not so thoughtful. So how do we accept the reality of taking the next step towards a sustainable green energy future? That's the question. Number 10, take personal responsibility. For these 9 points, you need to take personal responsibility. And you have to act, I think, as a societal entrepreneur. An entrepreneur means entrepreneur in France, a person who gets something done. So how to get something done on these topics? You and I in collaboration in our different ecosystems means you have to act more than a cultural entrepreneur, more than an academic entrepreneur, more than a political entrepreneur, more than a social entrepreneur, and more than a business entrepreneur. Societal entrepreneurship is the future. Welcome to this discussion, together with me, Jan Sturesson, and Resting, Advice from the Future, and Future Talks. We are more than happy to study the dialogue and carving out, unpacking knowledge for the future to be applied practically, a lot of wisdom, knowledge, perspectives, processes, sequences. So future of knowledge, future of futures is here to stay. Welcome. Looking forward to see you again. All the best. Bye for now.